All right, folks, here we are. We are in the field house on the campus of West Point High School. The West Point Green Wave are now headed up by Coach Roger Burton, and he is with me right now. Coach, I appreciate you having me here on the campus.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be on here. You know, we're doing the best we can each and every day, fighting the heat, working around the heat, doing the best we can with the players. Players doing a really good job. It's just a pleasure to be on here, and thank you for what you do for high school sports.
Absolutely, Coach. Look, I want to just jump right on into it. So, you take over a West Point program that has had a lot of success over the years, a storied program, 13 championships in the history, coming off of a tough loss in the state championship game last year. How did it feel to get the call to be the head coach here at West Point?
Well, obviously, I think that West Point's the best place to coach football in Mississippi. Our program and our administration, do a phenomenal job of supporting us, and our community does a great job of supporting us. They put a lot of pressure on the kids. Now the burden falls upon me. All the successes is everybody else's. All the failures are mine. So we're going to take care of our business and work as hard as we can each and every day to uphold our standards of football.
Right, and that's the burden of being the coach is everything. All the negatives fall on you. But going into this season, though, you're talking about a team where, look, last year, undefeated all the way up until the championship game and falling short to Brookhaven. I know that leaves a chip on the shoulder of this whole program here. So going into the season, what's the thought?
Well, we want to finish strong. Talk about winning the last game, get in the playoffs, make sure we win the last game. If you win the last game, you get in the playoffs, it means you've won the state championship. Kids were highly disappointed that they didn't, win. They're upset. They're wanting to go on a little bit of a redemption tour.
Right.
Unfortunately, we have an extremely hard opening schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Could be staring 0-5 in the face. Could be 2-3, 3-2, 4-1, 5-0. Who knows how that works? 1-4. Between Louisville and Starkville and Noxubee, Tupelo, and then we're going down to Ruston, Louisiana, and playing them, one of the premier programs in Louisiana. So we have our work cut out for us. But on the other side of hard is good. So it's going to be hard and it's going to be tough. We preach tough people win in our program, and tough people dominate soft people in life.
Right.
So we're trying to get a little bit more toughness back and try to do the best we can on that aspect.
Absolutely. I know that it was kind of a wild story on how you got that Ruston, Louisiana game where it took a while to kind of fill that spot up. I know being West Point, being that big-time program, sometimes people aren't trying to just last minute throw on a West Point on their schedule.
Yeah, and it was, the other podcasts that did talked about, and the guy was like, if you Google y'all's program stuff, and I Googled and said, man, I wouldn't have played this neither, and I meant that, we were kind of,
right.
And I meant that it was a tough deal. It was hard to find somebody. And in the last, like you said, the last minute, I think I got some guys that may play us in the future.
Yeah.
From that's in state, but like you said, in the last minute, and then the Ruston coach, he was fine with it. He understood. He was ready.
So, absolutely. And look, things happen. So last year, this 5A program, West Point, beat Tupelo last year in a crazy ball game. You're going to play them again this year. And then now, and so as the season flows along, you can't be too upset with last year because you finished 13-1, I guess. 13-0 start. But man, the season is it's about winning that championship then. That's the goal. And so, but it's hard to talk about last season as being a disappointment. Am I right on that?
Right. Like I said before, the journey and the success in this goes to getting to that game.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that game, when you've made it as much as we've made it around here,
right,
we've learned one thing, that game is a one-game season. So if you don't play well in that game, you're kind of behind the eight ball. You're not going to, kind of puts a bad taste in your mouth. But when you get time to reflect back on it, those kids were still champions. They'd won champions the year before. They had done everything they needed to do to get there. We just didn't play good in the game. So that's their goal, is to make sure that we finish strong and we play well in that game.
Yeah, and so, Coach, I had Bernard Ewell from Ridgeland on a couple weeks ago. He's taking over as head coach there. So I'm going to ask you the same question I asked him. You don't have to give away anything here in this interview, but you step in. Coach Brett Morgan went on to Starkville. Are we going to see any shift in offensive strategy at all?
No.
Or are we going to see that?
No shifting on what we do. We'll keep our program the same, our schemes and philosophy the same. You know, we got some guys, dynamic backfield, dynamic O-line. Defense is rebuilding, but they're doing really good. Got good leadership with both new coordinators and Jerry Freeman with offense and Charles Heron with the defense doing a phenomenal job. Coach Heron's been with us for a long time. He does a great job. Our coaches that come back, you know, Cody Allen doing the offensive line, Justin Larry assistant offensive line, Noah Lawson, linebackers, Jaden Craven, defensive line, Jacoby McQuiller, new DB's coach, special teams coordinator, and DB's coach, Quan Brand, and Justin Wooten, our tech guy, and our wide receivers coach. They all doing a great job. So we're going to be fine. We just have to, we got some guys coming back, some good coaches that are loyal, and they're doing a good job. And we're doing the best we can each and every day, I can tell you that.
100%. So looking at your schedule, you alluded to this just a little bit. Obviously being in the Golden Triangle, playing those games, always pretty tough. You also throw in Tupelo into that. You start the season off with Louisville. Okay, and Louisville last year, you guys started off the season 13-0. Y'all were train wrecking people, but Louisville was 9-7.
9-7 is 15-14 the year before.
Right.
I mean, these games are. Coach Shorter does a phenomenal job for Louisville. Got the utmost respect for him. He's the dean of Golden Triangle coaches now. You know, anytime I have a question about what we're going to do Golden Triangle wise, you know, we always defer to him and kind of whatever he wants to do. He does a great job. Have the utmost respect for him. We look forward to them coming in here and playing us on the 28th. It's going to be a tough ball game, you know.
And they're supposed to be good this year too. Yeah, real good.
To be honest with you, I'm just trying to live day to day, baby.
Yeah, right.
I'm just trying to get outside and practice today. Hopefully, get a good wet ball number. We can get out and practice. We don't have to wait till we got to come back or something like that. So yeah.
Now, okay, on that topic, I know that this has been a challenge for some for coaches across Mississippi with some of the new rules that they've thrown out with temperature stuff. That's an old rule, though, right?
It's an old rule. It's been in effect for 3 years. It's just a lot of it just depends on the weather. Like last week, first week of practice, we had really good weather.
Yeah.
This week, it's gotten hotter again. Next week's supposed to be even hotter. So you just kind of got to be proactive and make a plan and take care of the players, give them water when they need it. Make sure you take breaks and take care of them. That's all you can do.
Right. So one thing from last year to this year, obviously last year was another really good West Point season, yet falling short of the championship. What are some things, if you looked at last year, that you want to have better this year so that you can finish the deal?
Nothing really. Just make sure that we just work on the little things. Make sure we finish practicing hard, work on our practice habits, transitions, take care of our business. Make sure we're be a pro. Run around, move around. One of the things Coach Chambliss, one of the older legendary coaches we had here, always talked about was be a pro. Do the right thing. Move around. Take care of your body. Take care of each other at practice. Refuse to lose. Have that mindset and just refuse to be denied.
Absolutely. Let me ask you this too. So obviously this is a unique situation because whenever you find yourself falling short to a team in the championship game, a lot of times maybe a little rivalry builds. It's a different situation because Brookhaven kind of just bursted onto the scene and got that championship win. But you guys are in it consistently. So what is that like now? Because I've seen some stuff over the social medias, which is a bunch of stuff, where people are like, oh man, we're ready to go get Brookhaven back. And I know there are people within y'all's school, just even fan base, that wants to get Brookhaven back. But what's the focus? Because Brookhaven's down in the South. They might not even be in the championship. So what is the focus as far as going into a season where that's the only team you lost to?
Just do your job. Make sure that you're using those first few games that are going to be extremely hard to prepare us for when we get into our region, which is a really good region.
Right.
In 5A football with Pontoc, New Hope, Lafayette, people that were in playoffs last year, they're doing a really good job of getting ready. Caledonia and Columbus are up-and-coming programs, got new coaches. So we have to just take care of our business week in and week out, make sure we're doing the things that we got to do for our program.
Right. Speak to the culture here, and the atmosphere at the football games. This is a place where people fear to show up.
Well, it's just a tough people win mindset. The kids really work hard. You never have to beg anybody to play football around here. You have an opportunity. Our community puts pressure on the kids. They put pressure on us as coaches, and we're going to do the best we can. I promise you, our program will be the best we can. We will do the best each and every Friday night. Each day we prepare to make sure we're preparing ourselves to win a championship.
Coach, 100%. I really appreciate you having me here.
Thank you so much, man.
Absolutely. So, folks, the Picked It Clean podcast is coming to you Mondays and Thursday evenings at 6 p.m. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to the TSJW Network YouTube channel. We out.